1, 2. Check 1, 2. I've had buzzers for a while. Yes, I have. You've used them before. You broke 2 of mine. I'm just kidding. It wasn't you. It was somebody else. Yeah, you did. Yeah. But hey, that's okay. That's what makes them so legendary. But they all work. It's weird. All 5 of them work. No. Hey, y'all. All right, everybody. Y'all go ahead and start making your way over here. We're going to get started. We got a lot to do tonight, so we're going to get started. Good to see all y'all here tonight. Y'all go ahead and let's fill up the front, and then we'll move our way to the back. So glad to have all y'all here tonight. Good to see y'all tonight. I know we have some that'll be coming in a little bit later tonight. We have some that'll be joining us on Zoom. Noah's on Zoom. Noah, I hope you're recovering well. Praying for you, buddy. Good to have you here. I think Kylie's going to be joining us later. She is not feeling well. I don't know. But anyway. Still good to have so many of you guys. Y'all, Cheyenne's sitting by herself. Move up and sit with Cheyenne. Poor Cheyenne sitting by herself. Y'all come sit with, yeah. We gotta fill that area up. Let's go. Let's do it. So good to have you guys. Good to see y'all. Am I missing somebody? No. Hey, there's Hayden. What's up, Hayden? How are you, dude? Good to see you tonight, buddy. We're gonna get started tonight. Glad to have you guys here. Yes. It is a Star Wars shirt. Yeah, they've been here today. It's a Star Wars shirt. Yeah. What's up, dude? Good to see you. Let's see. Allison's here. What's up, Allison? Braden. Brinkley. Yeah, it is hot in here. It's set to 70, so it should be cooling down. But and they were up here working on it today. Emma's here. Emery's here. Ethan's here. Hayden's here. Noah's online. Good to see Noah here. So, good to see so many of you here, man. We got a good group tonight. Y'all listen up. Glad to have you guys here tonight. We're gonna play a game tonight, and so it'll be competition, every man, woman, and child for themselves on this one. So anyway, want to give you guys a couple of dates. In fact, I've got some confirmation dates that your parents will be getting tonight on a lot of the stuff that's up there. But the events that we've had to move because of COVID, they will be in September. And so you have those. There's also, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I want you to put it on your radar. We have a Discipleship Now retreat that we're going to in October. And so it'll be, we're going to start late. I realize that like some of you have football games. Some of you, there's also basketball that's going on. And so it's going to start late Friday night and it'll go Saturday. And then we're going to leave. We'll be back Sunday here. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the new BCM director is going to be speaking at that event. It's not live yet. It's about to be live. We've just got to fix and make some changes. It's going to be the churches that are going to be there are going to be Worcester First Baptist, Mount Vernon Enola Baptist, and of course the Southside Baptist. And so I'm excited about it. I'm excited about like what we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing some serve projects. I'm excited about hanging out with churches that we don't normally get to hang out with. I think that's going to be a great thing. So these guys that we're going to church, we're going with, you guys know Barry, but you're also going to get to meet my friend JD and my friend Jake, and even Bono is actually going to be a part of it. So allegedly, from what I understand, Bono is a part of it. So that's exciting too. So you'll get more information about that. Like, you'll see some more stuff coming about this, but hey, the big thing you need to be thinking about, and you need to planning on making a point to attend, is the August 21st bowling night. It is exciting what this bowling night is going to be. I was scouting out the place a little while ago, checking out where we're going to go play bowling. And it's going to be a lot of fun. All the things we're going to get to do with bowling, possibilities of fish, possibilities of just a bunch of stuff. That's going to be August 21st. We're going to be probably leaving here around 9 in the morning. And yep. That and we will be back at some point before Sunday morning. So that's all I can say about that. That's all I can say right now about it. I mean, you know, I'm just telling you, it's going to be epic. You want to be a part of it. You want to go to it. And so, yeah.
With the little, what is it called? A little ramp. What, you push it down?
Huh. Do what? Oh, yeah. Well, you know, we can't really, you know, you just never know. You don't know. I don't know if they allow live animals to go on a bowling ramp. Oh, who said anything about a live animal? Not me. But anyway, I promise you, this is going to be a very fun event. I think you guys are going to really like it. I promise you, it's nothing extremely gross. I mean, I'm sure anything could be gross. I mean, you know, somebody's hair could be gross. I mean, somebody's beard. What'd you say? What'd you say, sir?
She said your face.
Oh. And your point. 1,000 points deducted from you. Just letting you know. You're so anyway. So, but hey, guys, we're talking about looking and seeing, and we're talking about Jesus tonight. Before we get started, you guys know we're going to play a game, and the game is called Popular Streaming Service and Chill. Okay, so this is going to be a battle royale sort of thing. It's every man, woman, child, Brinkley for themselves. And so keep your points, keep track of your points. Christy, if you can help me kind of keep track of points. This is going to be like, you know, winner take all. It's either going to be, we're going to end up playing for funsies, or we're going to play for, thank you. We're going to play for a tie, but we are playing for a prize. Amigos cards. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Richard, I already won an Amigos card last week. What if I win one this week? Guess what? I get to take you to 2 meals at Amigo Loco or a place of your choice. Now, here's the only catch. I get to go with you. I get to go hang out with you, and you shut your face. Y'all are so hateful to me. That's it. Tonight, I announce my resignation. I am leaving this place, and I'm going to go work at McDonald's. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I love you guys too much. In fact, hey, I shared a picture of all you guys from several years ago. I mean, Emma wasn't in there, you know. I mean, I shared it on Facebook. I felt so, you know, I was like, oh, look at how little these faces are. I was like, oh, look, there's Emery. Look how nice she used to be.
Richard, where's that picture?
And I was like, oh, look at Hayden. He's still the same height. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's on my Facebook page. I don't know if it's shared to my Instagram. You possibly were in there. I think you were in that picture. It was when we saw Woodlawn. We watched Woodlawn together, and I talked to guys, and we gathered in the circle, and we got ready for the school year. It was really a good time. I enjoyed that, and that's my favorite. Like, if you know, like Facebook is like the dumpster fire of everything, but the memories are so sweet. I love the memories. So, Sean was there. It's just a happy time. Happy time. Do what? Hannah, if you were there, it would have still been a happy time, but you weren't there. But anyway, so guys, y'all keep track of your points. We're going to get started. You guys ready? What year was Netflix founded? A, B, C, or D? First one to shout out. And you've got to do the Netflix sound like the ba-dong. You got to stand up and do it. Stand up and do it. D, incorrect, sir. Brinkley. C is correct. Good job. Good job. Good job. All right, here we go. Wait for me to say this next one's a true or false statement. You have to let me say the statement before you can go. Ba-dong. Okay, you ready? All right, and practice your Netflix sound. Practice your ba-dong. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Sad. I'm so sad. So sad. Here we go. Here we go. Or you can just stand up if you just don't want to do it. That you can just do the stand up and not do the badong because nobody likes to have fun apparently. Meg, you can do both. You can do both. Stand up. You got to stand up and say badong. Now come on, everybody. Everybody, ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's get another practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stand up and say badong. 1, 2, 3. Lord, be with these people. I love you guys. I love you guys. Here we go. Let me say the statement. It's a true or false statement. Let me say it before you lamely stand up and say, "Badong." True or false? Netflix began as a company that sold videotapes in the mail. Brinkley. Okay, and then you say, and then you said false. What is your answer? It's false. You say it's false. Guess what? It is false. They sold DVDs in the mail. DVDs in the mail. All right. Brinkley's running away with this. Brinkley's running away with this. All right, here we go. I'll do cards for first and second. Cards for first and second. How many US adults have a Netflix subscription? Is it 45 million, 90 million, 60 million, or 120? Emery. C. Is it C? You are correct, girl. It is C. Well done. Another true or false statement. Let me say the statement before you say true or false. Here we go. Reed and Mark, the two founders of Netflix, are twins. Brinkley. And what would you say? The answer is false. Yep. They are not twins. All right, all right, here's the next one. This is an A or B response. Again, let me say the statement, and then you can stand up and say your badong. Here we go. The current Netflix in logo consists of A, one shade of orange, or B, more than one shade of orange. Ethan, or I'm sorry, red, my bad. E, do you say B? You are correct, sir. It is B. Well done. Well done. It did say shade, more than one shade of red. And you can't even say that there. All right, what about this one? What was Netflix originally called? Fibble, Kibble, or Mibble? Yes.
I think it's,
A, B, C, or D? There's no D. You think it's C? Incorrect. Emery. It is B. Kibble. Kagong. It would have been kagong. I don't know. What percent of global streaming traffic does Netflix take up? A, B, C, or D? Do you say it's C? 26%. You are correct. It is 26%. All right, so let's see. Emery's got 3 points, right? Brinkley's got 3 points. I did not cheat. Don't you have 3 points? Wasn't that your third point? Okay. Ethan has, how many points do you have? 1. Anybody else? Nope. No one else has tried to answer. What's wrong with you people? Answer. All right. All right, here we go. How many people still subscribe to Netflix's DVD service? ABC. Sir, it is A. Here we go. All right. Netflix has a combined library of over blank titles, A, B, C, or D? Brinkley. B. Do you say B? You say A? Ethan? Correct. It is C. Good job. Oh, wow. We have a 3-way tie for first place, but it can be anybody's game. It can be anybody's game. Netflix offers content in over how many languages? A, B, C, or D? Emery. Huh? Say 14. Is that B? Will.
I'm just gonna go randomly.
Brinkley. Clink. It is D. Good job. 20 languages. That's a lot of languages. All right. Netflix streaming started out with how many titles? A, 2,000, B, 500, C. You have to wait for me to finish reading it. C, 1,000, or D, 100. Brinkley. Brinkley. You're going to say B? You're going to say D. Still wrong. All right. B. Incredibly wrong. The answer was C. 1,000. 1,000 titles is what I started out with. What percent of Netflix users stream on a daily basis? A, B, C, or D? Brinkley. C. The answer is in fact C. Oh, and with that, you barely are ahead. So here we go. You have, you have 4, 3, and 3, right? No, she has 5. See, this is why I have a fact checker checking the fact checker. So there we go. So you have 5. Good job. All right, here we go. Next question. Netflix users spend around how many hours per week streaming content? 2 billion, 5 billion, 1 billion, or 50 million? Emery. B? B? Wow, wrong. All right, Brinkley. D. Ethan. A. The answer is C. No points. Here we go. This is the final round. And so let's, how many points do you have? How many points do you have? 3. How many points do you have? 4. Oh, I did, but that didn't count. That's for just that was like respect points. You know, I'm just kidding. But all right, so this one will be for fun. Here we go. Brinkley, hold on. You won. Netflix is the blank largest internet company. 7th, 17th. A, C, or D? What is it? What is it? I thought it was Emery, but. Oh, this is true. Ethan was the first one to stand up when he was supposed to. All right, what do you say, Ethan? A. Nope. All right, what do you say? C. What do you say? B? What do you say? D. Wow, the answer is C. Well done. Well done. Well done. Well done. Brinkley. Is Brinkley the winner? She had 5. Well done, Brinkley. Good job. Y'all make some noise for Brinkley. She won Amigo Loco. What are you looking at me like ugly like that for? You just won Amigo Loco. I'm going to cry now. But anyway, take it back. Take it back. That's right. That's right. Don't lose your card. Hayden, don't lose your card. Whoever else won a card, don't lose your card. So, by the way, y'all tell Christy how awesome it is because she's the one that made those. So, or how awesome they are. Well done, well done. Hey guys, we're gonna sing a couple songs tonight. So y'all go ahead and stand up, and we're gonna sing, have a time of worship. And I'm hoping I need to make sure this is working. The AC is actually on. The AC is actually on. So let me make sure. Yeah, we need to put some ice on the AC. Because it is cold. It is a little warm in here, but it's like turned down to, I'll tell you what it's set at right now, okay? Because it's not going to do a whole lot for us to turn it down. Right now it's set at 70 and it's showing 71, and over there I think it's showing 70 and 70. So it is what it is, but it is a very warm. Somebody just died right there. So anyway, but guys, we're gonna pray, and we're gonna spend some time talking about Jesus tonight, and so I'm looking forward to tonight. I'm looking forward to us just worshiping. I mean, it's such a wonderful thing that we're getting to do this. It's just a blessing that we get to sing worship songs. And so I'm going to ask you to do this when we're worshiping, and actually for the rest of the night. Don't be a distraction to somebody next to you. This is a time between you and God. This is not about like you just goofing off or anything like that. And this is a time between you and God. So I really want to encourage you to follow the words on the song. We're going to sing "Great Are You, Lord" by All Sons and Daughters, and we're going to sing "Waymaker." And so I'm just, what a blessing it is that we get to do this. So let's pray, and then we're going to worship. Father, thank you so much for just allowing us to be here tonight. Father, I pray that you be with those that are sick. I pray that you be with those that are not doing well, that are struggling with things. Father, Lord, I pray tonight that you just speak to us, that you lovingly remind us about how much you care about us, how much you desire to be in relationship with us, about how you know us. And it's in your name I pray. Amen. You give life, you are love, you bring light into the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. Your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs, so we pour out our praise to you only, Lord. You give life, you are love. You give life, you are love, you bring light to the darkness, you give hope, you restore every heart that is broken. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs, So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise. We pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. All the earth will shout your praise. Our hearts will cry, these bones will sing. Great are you, Lord. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise, pour out our praise. It's your breath in our lungs. So we pour out our praise to you only, Lord. Great are you, Lord. Let's be a song, a prayer between you and God. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, moving in our place. I worship you. Come on. I worship you. You are here, moving in our midst. I worship you, oh Lord. I worship you. You are here, working in this place. I worship you. I worship you. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh. touching every heart. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, healing every heart. I worship you. Come on, sing it. I worship you. You are here, turning lives around. I worship you. I worship you. You are here, mending every heart. I worship you, oh Lord. I worship you. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Oh, you are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 That is who you are, oh Lord. That is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. He's a way maker. He's a miracle worker. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Sing that with me. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. Never stop, you never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Even when I don't see it, you're working. Even when I don't feel it, you're working. You never stop working. You never stop working. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. You are waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. 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 Oh. That is who you are. That is who you are. That is who you are. Oh Lord. Waymaker, promise keeper, light in the darkness, my God, that is who you are. Waymaker, miracle worker, promise keeper, light in the darkness. My God, that is who you are.
His name is above. His name is above depression. His name is above loneliness.
What a wonderful thing that is too.
Oh, his name is above disease. His name is above cancer. His name is above every name.
Amen. It's who you are. That is 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 who you are. He's a way maker. He's a miracle worker. He keeps his promises. All these things we sang about tonight are true because that is exactly who he is. Father, thank you so much. You love us. And when we feel like giving up, you say, hold on. And when we feel like just quitting, when we feel like the thing is too insurmountable, you say, give it to me and trust me with it. I've got this. I pray that you speak to us tonight, Father, as you've been doing right now in this, as we've been singing worship. Songs to you about how great you are, about how you are a way maker. Speak to us tonight, and it's in your name I pray. Amen. Can we get the lights, please? Y'all sound just so good. I mean, I just love y'all sounding so. Y'all just are awesome. Y'all are great. Tonight we're talking about. We've been talking about Jesus. We've been talking about what does it mean for us to really kind of just look and see and looking at the life of Jesus, and all the stuff that happens with that. Is your favorite book or movie? The Kissing Booth. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Let me specify this a little bit further. What is your favorite adventure movie? Marvel movies? Need for Speed movies? Okay. Spider-Verse, superhero movies, Fast and Furious. That's right. With Dom, everything can come over anything because of a family. It's all family. Like, here comes the Death Star. I can handle the Death Star. Why? Because we got family. And, just those memes. I don't know if you've seen those memes. Crystal said, the Lord of the Rings movies, you shall not pass, right? And like the Balrog just gets Gandalf, and it's like punch in the stomach. Love those movies. All right, what are some others? The Dark Knight. That is a very good movie. Do what? Revenge of the Sith. That is a good one. Harry Potter. Very good. Very good. Ooh, that is a very good one. That is one of my favorites. Yes. Black Panther is a good one. I've not seen Black Widow yet. Star Wars. Godzilla vs. Kong is good. I love Godzilla vs. Kong. It's a good movie. To some degree, we all have like a fascination with stories about the exploration of the unknown, whether you love Marvel, Mission Impossible, Star Wars, Chronicles of Narnia. Nobody said, but maybe you like Chronicles of Narnia. Superman movies, which are the best in the world. We're all drawn to stories. I'm going to ignore the haters because haters going to hate. You know what I'm saying? We are drawn to stories where characters are thrown into unfamiliar worlds, exciting adventures, and new discoveries. And for me, I remember, I was thinking about in getting ready for tonight, and I was thinking about this. About adventure. And I went on an adventure. It was like a new adventure for me because I'd never really I never really left like the continental United States to travel anywhere. And I think it was in 2008 or 2009, the church that we were at, I went on a mission trip. I was initially supposed to go to South Africa, but that ended up not working out. Chris and I, we were supposed to go for a church group, and our church group wasn't able to go. Something happened, they couldn't go. There's some stuff that were happening. And so there was an opportunity for me to go to this trip in Puerto Rico. And so I've never been to Puerto Rico. I was excited. I had friends that were from Puerto Rico. Growing up as a kid in New Jersey, I had friends that were from all over the place. And one of the friends I had, I had some friends that were from Puerto Rico. In fact, one of my best friends, his name is Adam. He's now like a graphic designer. He designs amazing things, but he was from Puerto Rico. And he was my best friend for several years when I lived in New Jersey. But I never got to go to anywhere outside of continental U.S. And so this was an experience for me. I got to be a part of our youth group we went to this thing called group work camps. And my role, and this was something that was kind of new for me, I was a hostess. Like I was to go and to help cook meals and just to go and check and see everybody was doing what they were doing. And I got to share in some of the adventures. Like this was really interesting how things were in this area of Puerto Rico. This is kind of like a nice house, but there were people that were struggling living on the inside of it. It was just really an interesting thing. You'll see that there's houses that look nice on the inside, but once you get in on them, you realize that there are some things that, these people are not living in some of the best conditions. And so this is one of them. And so we got to help paint and kind of help clean and kind of help repair some stuff. And this is the group that I was in. We got to do this, and I got to experience like how the houses were and things of that nature. Like for instance, this is another house we went to of an elderly lady that had some needs that she had to have met, and we got to go and help meet those needs. And you get to see the hospitality and the organization that went involved in it was really just interesting to me. And you look at this house and it looks kind of nice, but what's really interesting is that you had these like fences with some spikes at the top. Here in the mainland, you might have a fence. You don't have this is my first experience of ever going to a place to where they had like barbed wire sitting at the top of their fence, for their house. And because there's some real stuff that happens in some of these places. And of course, Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. And so they're U.S. citizens as well, which is, I got to experience this. I got to learn new things about Puerto Rico that I just never knew. And this was interesting. This was in San Juan. And this guy had all these birds that would hang out around him. And he was not the cleanest guy in the world. I mean, he did have like some bird stuff on his arms. And so everybody was doing this and getting to see this. And it was amazing to me how to see these birds and this guy just kind of do what he does every day. And it was just really a really cool thing. And this was where we stayed at. And what's really kind of cool about this is that's in the middle of a jungle. Like it's in the middle of a jungle in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of jungle. It's not just woods or something like that. It's an actual jungle. And we lived on a mountain. We stayed on the mountaintop, and it was high enough to where you could see clouds roll in the morning. It was really just a cool thing. And so we got to stay in these dormitories, and that's where we ate. That's where we slept. That's where we, lived our lives. And one day, what is the weirdest fruit you ever ate? Dragon fruit, kiwi. Okay. There's a fruit, I still don't know the name of it. And maybe tonight I can find out what the name of it is, but there's this fruit that I was invited to eat. And I was with another one of the leaders of the group work camps there. His name was Tim, and Tim is a super cool guy. And Tim and I, we were riding with this guy that we didn't really know a whole lot about over to this one place that we were going to go. And the man hands this to us. I don't really know what it is. And he hands me one, he hands my friend Tim one, and Tim is like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, I don't know what this is either. And he's like, I don't know how we eat this? Maybe we just bite on it. And so we start biting on it. And we're like, dude, whenever he's not looking, we're not going to eat this anymore because we don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm with you on this. I don't know what this is. And so we thought we had it right. And we were biting into it. And then we look and the guy's just like sucking into it. And he's like, oh, I don't think we're supposed to bite into it. And so what is it? Oh my gosh, it is a star fruit. That's amazing. We had no idea. We thought we were eating something that was possibly questionable, but we were eating this because we wanted to be a witness. You know, when I went to Nicaragua, I ate a piranha. That was crazy. Okay, and that was one of those moments where I was like, Lord, if I can get it down, please keep it. Okay, and so, but here we are. So me and Tim, we're eating the star fruit that we had no idea what it was, and we're just like, he's like, and seriously, he said, dude, when he's not looking, we're going to toss this. Okay. I'm like, I'm with you on this. And so, but we got to do this. And then like on the last night, we went to what's called a lechonera. You know what that is? That's a pig. Yes. That is a pig that they have on a spigot in a window. And they were cutting up that pig all day. Now, do you see the head of the pig? It is still on there. It is still full. I mean, that's just how it is, okay? And there are these vats in this place because they slaughtered the pigs there. They had these pigs in this, and all the blood and all the grease from them dealing with the pig fell in these vats. Well, this one girl had this great idea. This girl was super accident prone. The whole trip, she was just accident prone. She thinks it's a great idea to go and to scare somebody. She goes up to scare somebody and she screams to scare them, but she slips and trips and falls into the vat of the grease and the pig's blood. It stunk. She stunk so bad. She's like, oh my gosh. And she's covered in like blood and pig's guts and just oil and grease and everything. And we were all just trying not to laugh because she just didn't realize that she should have known better. And yet she didn't. And so do what? It was a girl that was with another church group. It wasn't, because it was the most interesting thing that I got to do. But every night we got to gather together and we got to worship. And those nights were really cool because we got to worship outside in this jungle area. And we actually had an opportunity to have a day off during our time there to where we could go and explore. And we went to the beach. And what an amazing thing to see, like the beach in Puerto Rico. And like, if you go along like the Gulf and, around Alabama, you see hotel. In Puerto Rico, it's not really that way. We got to see the only rainforest, the only national park rainforest in the States at that time. And to get to be there and they get to just see how rain would just all of a sudden just start and then stop. It was just an amazing experience. And it was one that like, it really kind of changed me. It changed how I got to see and to do things that I never got to do before. And so, but that's the thing with God is that when God calls us and God leads us to do something, it's an experience unlike any other. Adventures are fun, and I think one of the reasons adventure stories kind of stick with us is because of how much we kind of learn along the way. Our love of adventure is tied to our curiosity. We want to know more. We want to learn more. We want to experience more. We want to know what's out there, what's still left to discover. And it's kind of true for the world that we live in and the imaginary worlds that we can explore, right, through stories. But it's also true when it comes to our faith. When it comes to God, there are a lot of things that are still left to discover. It's exciting, but like most adventures, it can be kind of a little scary. You might have questions about God or Jesus or how your faith impacts your life. You might wonder things like, if and how God could have created the universe. Like, how did he do that? Or why an all-powerful God would care about you and me, or who Jesus really was, or even what we're supposed to think about or do with the Bible. Some of you may have friends who have questions and they've come to you for answers because they know you're a Christian. And just like the adventure stories I shared or our favorite adventure movies, there are some unknowns that are always involved with following Jesus. So let's kind of talk about that. Let me ask you this. What questions do people have about God? What questions do people have about God? Is he real? Okay. Do what? Why me? Who made God? If he created everything, why do bad things happen? What else? Do what? Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, how many of you might have had some of those questions? Like, I remember when I was a kid, I thought about, well, like, who made God? How did God get it? Just these questions that we ask, or that question about evil. That is a very common question. If God is real, why do bad things happen? And they're all great questions that we have, and there's some questions that we still, they're just things we have to take on faith. There are still questions that I still wonder, and I still think about, like, what is heaven? For me, I think about, like, a lot of, like, what is heaven going to be like? Like, what is heaven going to be like? Are there going to be animals in heaven? These are some questions that people ask. These are some questions that people, I remember thinking about, like, will I see my dog in heaven? I remember as a kid thinking, like, am I going to see my dog in heaven? Maybe, probably not. But, I don't know, I'm hoping there's no snakes in heaven, because that would be gross. There's like this nasty big spider, and I hope there's no spiders in heaven. There's this one, like, really gross, disgusting spider that I talk to every night at my house, and I threaten him. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. It's outside the house, and I say, don't you come in this house. You stay outside. And one like morning, I got out of my house, and there in the spider set a trap for me. I know he did, because, like, he had web on the ground, and there was web all over. I walked in the house, and I was, like, covered in web, and I'm like, oh. And so I go to have a conversation with that spider, and I know you think I'm weird because I'm doing it, but I had a conversation, and I said, look, spider, I'm not going to let you do that. And the spider just kind of looked at me, and then a bug came, and he ate the bug. It's like, oh, that's gross. Like, it was gross and disgusting. No. Well, I did name him Carl, but that's beside the point. So, no. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. With that massive spider being there, there's no mosquitoes. So I'm like, I'm good. You just hang out here. But I'm just saying. No. Because there's a ton of mosquitoes at my house. And so, but since he's been there, there's been less. I'm just saying there's been less. So, but I mean, and sometimes, though, when it comes to questions we have of God, we might feel unsure that we can answer them. And there's a good chance people and love are wondering about how to answer them too. As a follower of Jesus, you may feel like you need to have all the answers. I think there are times I know when I feel like I've got to have all the answers. But the truth is, you don't. We don't have to have all the answers. God doesn't expect you to have all the answers, but God is calling you to help others find the answers you've already found. And there's this thing that God calls us to do, is to trust and obey him. That's it. When we do that, God moves in our lives. There's this guy I want you to check out. This is just interesting. It's this guy that has saw it, because some of these questions are pretty heavy, but our journey to discover answers to these questions can actually be fun. And there's this guy that just wants to learn as much as he can. Check him out.
Without further ado,
just like a shrimp cat. About a year ago, I was doing my dissertation for university, and I was super stressed and I was sick of studying. So I decided to make a short video where I documented my process of learning how to skateboard, just as a way to blow off steam. And it sort of snowballed from there. favourite learning skill is almost certainly to just spend a basketball on the field. I do this every day as a stress reliever, and it's pretty cool to show off. I keep making videos like this because I get such a great response from YouTube comments. I hope to motivate people, and but also for people who are not interested in learning that particular thing, I think that it's just an entertaining video, and I enjoy both aspects. The hardest and scariest thing I have to learn is definitely one of the kickflipping or doing the skateboard. It's quite a scary thing to do because you've always got that feeling back in the head that you're going to hurt yourself. As soon as something like that happens, some tiny little positive improvement, you instantly addicted. Yes, yes, yes. I will definitely continue to learn quick through 2017. I really want to learn how to properly backflip. I want to learn how to handstand. I really want to learn how to stand properly. And I'm talking really serious, like Michael Jackson.
So here's that guy, he's doing stuff, and he's learning something new every day. And what it's just really interesting. When Mike was asked what it's like to learn something difficult, he says, as soon as you experience a tiny bit of positive improvement, you probably heard it in the video, you're addicted. I kind of wonder what it is about learning something new that's both fun and a little bit of scary at the same time. You know, I don't know about you, but you know, I'm thinking about some of the things I've learned how to do, you know, and I wasn't great when I started with it. There were definitely challenges along the way, but the learning process actually was pretty kind of fun. When it comes to adventure, Jesus and his followers, the disciples, they lived out one of the greatest real life adventure stories ever, from miracles to walking on water to seeing raging storms completely calm, following Jesus' wild ride. But this whole adventure began with one simple invitation from Jesus: follow me and I will make you fishers of men. And this is what it says in Matthew chapter 4 and beginning in verse 18. And if you want to turn your Bibles, you can do that. If not, you can just follow along here. It says this: as he was walking along the Sea of Galilee, he saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and his brother Andrew. They were casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Follow me, he told them, and I will make you fish for people. So immediately they left their nets and followed him. And going on from there, he saw two other brothers, James, the son of Zebedee, and his brother John. And they were in a boat with Zebedee, their father, preparing their nets, and he called them. And immediately they left their boat and their father and followed him. This wasn't Jesus' first encounter with these guys. Other books in the New Testament talk about the times that they had met before this. Plus, these guys kind of knew Jesus. They knew who he was. They would have known about Jesus as this local religious teacher. He was a rabbi in Jewish culture. Even before he called his first disciples, Jesus was known for teaching people about the things of God. It was common for a teacher or rabbi to have a group of people who followed and learned from them, sort of like a mentor. And what was uncommon was Jesus' choice of followers. They weren't scholars in religion or students of scripture. They were young. They were ordinary. And they were fishermen. But when these fishermen looked at Jesus, they saw something not everyone saw. They saw that Jesus was special. So they made the choice to follow him. They heard him, they believed him, and they wanted to continue learning from him. The disciples spent time following Jesus. And that sort of time was like an internship, only way more intense. They traveled together, they experienced difficult times together, they ate meals together, they witnessed miraculous events together, and discovered things about God together. But the disciples, they weren't just following Jesus for their own benefit. Jesus expected them to take what they learned and share it with others. This wasn't just a new hobby, it was a dramatic change in their lives. He rose from the dead, he challenged his followers to do the following: to continue on their great adventure after he left, to teach others like he had taught them, to make more disciples like he had done for them, and to share his message of salvation in their communities, in their country, and throughout the world. And just like the disciples, when our eyes are open to the truth of Jesus, we're invited to learn from him and then share what we learn with others. And that is all we're called to do, is to share what we have learned about Jesus. And that requires us to be spending time with him in the word. That requires us to gather together. That requires us to, when God calls us and says, hey, I want you to buy the person that was there. I want you to buy them their food. Or when he says to you, that person that's sitting by themselves, go sit down and talk to them. Or that friend in your life that needs to know about Christ. And God calls you, and Jesus says to you, go talk to him. He calls us to simply trust and obey and to share what God has laid in our hearts. God is so great. I don't think anybody in here would disagree with that. God is so amazing. God is so big. It's shocking that Jesus showed us how much God cares about the details of our lives. Yeah, Jesus wants us to ask the big questions about God and the world, but this might be the most important thing we could possibly learn. That we're loved by a gracious, compassionate, and incredible God. And beyond that, you don't have to know all the answers. This is the big takeaway tonight. Is that God is kindly, he is patiently, and he's lovingly inviting you to ask questions, because as we follow Jesus, our rabbi, our teacher, he teaches us new things. And he simply calls us to trust him and to share with others what he is teaching you and showing you in your life. Next week, you're going to start school. Sunday night for youth discipleship, we're going to go to Southside and we're going to pray. We have our back to school bash that is next week. We got a worship band that's coming. We've invited B Branch Baptist Church. We've invited First Baptist Church Damascus. I'm challenging you to invite your friends to share with them what Jesus has done in your life. Imagine if we did that. Imagine what the school year would look like if we took the time and did just that. Share what Jesus has done in our lives. I want to encourage you and challenge you to do that. Next week, we're going to take a break from this, and we're going to talk about something else, about school. I just want to encourage you as we go through this series to really focus and really listen and really take heart what Jesus calls us to do, and that is to come and follow him. Let's pray. Father God, thank you so much for tonight. Thank you for all that you've done, Lord. I pray that, Father, I pray that we are just simply challenged to share our faith, Father, that you challenge us to share our faith with somebody over the course of this following week, to share about the life change that you have done. And Father, that when you call us to come and follow you, Father, I pray we do just that. Father, thank you so much for this wonderful adventure. Be with those that are sick. Be with those that are recovering from surgery. Be with those that are dealing with loss. Bring comfort to them and healing. And it's in your name I pray. Amen. Thank you so much for joining us. Please, if you're watching on Zoom, thank you so much for hanging out with us. If you're on YouTube, whether now or later, hey, come hang out with us Sunday mornings, 10 a.m. You guys have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye. All right.
Take your pen.
My bad. I'm taking my pen. Thank you. All right, y'all.